One of the subjects I'm really keen to explore this year in the garden is that of roses, and more specifically, how to use them in a more imaginative way than perhaps a traditional rose garden approach. And to be honest, over the seasons these roses have started to decline, so it's time to salvage those that we can and move them to a new home. And that's always problematic in a garden. This particular one is called New Beginnings, so it seems like a very appropriate cultivar to start the story with. It's a floribunda, so I've already given it its post-winter prune, taking off 2/3 of the growth to an outward-facing bud. That's all pretty standard stuff. When it comes to uplifting them and moving them, well, then you have to get a little bit more physical with the plant, and it's really a case of pushing a good sharp spade in quite close to the root ball. And you can hear it cutting through the fibre of the root, and that's really nothing to worry about, because that's exactly what you need to do. Gently go around, give it a bit of a tease, and eventually, there it comes, out of the ground. A good healthy root structure. You just start to see these fibrous roots protruding here. You want to maintain as much of that fibrous root as you can, because it's that that will help the plant to re-establish itself once it's been transplanted. Now, of course, the golden rule of transplanting is to make sure that you've got the next site prepared before you end up lifting your plants out of the ground. The minimum amount of time they're out of the ground, the more likely they are to succeed. But before you put them in the ground, mix leaf mould, homemade leaf mould, with the topsoil, about 50-50. Now, the reason for using this is that it's full of microorganisms, predominantly fungi, rotting down this organic matter and releasing minerals and nutrients to the new roots as they start to establish and stretch out into their new home. And it's remarkable just how good leaf mould is at reviving a plant. It's a sort of plant tonic, if you like. Now, if you don't have access to your own leaf mould, then there is a different way, which is mycorrhizal fungi in a kind of granular form like that. Most garden centres and nurseries now sell it. You sprinkle it across the ground, and then the remarkable thing is that this fungi, once it's in the ground, comes alive. It spreads out across the soil in this wonderful network of hyphae, and they're harvesting minerals from all across the ground, much further than the root ball of the plant would ever be able to spread. They draw it back to the plant, and the fungi penetrate the roots of the plant. And in return to delivering the minerals into the plant, the fungi gets simple sugars as a result of the photosynthetic process of the plant, fed in to revive the fungi. So the two plants, or the two organisms, benefit, but from a gardening perspective, the key is that mycorrhizal fungi will ensure that any transplanted specimen is going to really thrive in the coming season.